71.1, get in. Have you ever had where you catch yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and go, how did that happen? When did that happen? Well, that happened to me. After moving to Thailand and eating all of the amazing food, I put on a few kilos, let's say that. And about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, I caught myself in the mirror and I thought, when did that happen? How did that happen? In fact, I knew how that happened. I was being a bit too lax with myself, let's say that. So I decided to lose some weight, and 5 weeks later, I have lost now 5.5 kilos. I'm going to tell you exactly how, whilst I get back into Bangkok after a few of my trips. I'm going to give you some updates. We're going to eat some good food despite being on weight loss. So I'm going to show you a really nice restaurant and a few more bits to do. But yeah, I thought I'd just bring you on my journey today. I'm going to give you lots of tips as well, because I found it is easy to lose weight, practically. Mentally is a little harder. One of the tips is coffee, actually, because what I've been doing is fasting in the morning. I haven't been having breakfast. Now, obviously, you get quite hungry in the morning, but caffeine, even though this is decaf, I think there's a bit of, placebo effect as well, but caffeine suppresses hunger. And if you have a coffee in the morning, black coffee, so there's no calories, it's one of the best things you can do to get you through until lunch. So my morning ritual is either make a decaf coffee, which is what I'm doing now, or on a couple of days, I'm allowing it a couple of times a week now, I'm having a normal caffeinated coffee. So it's been a little pleasure of mine. There you go, coffee on the balcony in Bangkok. Never get tired of that view. So cheers, guys. Did I make it well? That's the question. Oh, yes. Actually, it's a good decaf coffee. It's very fruity, let's say that, very acidic. I like it. One of the things I wanted to update you guys on, if you'd watched a Hua Hin video, is my health. Because again, about 5 weeks ago, which coincided in this looking in the mirror, was that I fractured a rib go-karting down in Hua Hin. If you've ever fractured a rib, it is a lot more painful and a lot more slow than you think, actually. And it took about 3.5, 4 weeks until I could actually sleep through a night without it waking me up. So it's been a bit of a pain in the, rib, but it's nearly there, 98% better at about 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks. And the hospital said 4 to 6 weeks, so it's kind of there and thereabouts. And that's kind of why we're doing this video. I need a bit of a quick film, quick edit video, because I've just been resting and, resting minus the walking that I'm doing, but resting in terms of getting out and adventuring, because you really do need to rest it. And I'm the type of person who kind of ignores that and just gets on with doing stuff anyway. But I found with this, you really do need to do that. So we're going to get out into Bangkok. I have a few things to do. I need to go and have lunch because it's nearly lunchtime, actually. So I want to show you lunch. And then we need to go and look at potentially spending some more money for some more gear. So I want your opinion on that, and I want to give you my thoughts on that. And then, we'll get on with a few things. And then dinner, as I say, we'll go to a nice East Thailand restaurant, Isan restaurant. And I'll show you how you can eat healthily, even if you're eating out. The absolute worst place to come into when you're fasting, but we're gonna have lunch in a second, so that's all good. My, I will tell you, oh my God, they have bread ahead. These donuts, they're from Borough Market in London, so I've actually eaten them before, but I guess they're viral now, so they've come to Bangkok. Pistachio, why am I doing this to myself? Donut, plain donut, lemon curd, donut, blackcurrant, cheesecake, cap, and the one that I remember from London is this sea salt caramel honeycomb donut. Looks amazing. But we can't be having that today. Well, we can actually, because I'll come on to explain that. I was just saying, one of the good things I've noticed in the last couple of years in Bangkok, I mean, I've only been here a few months, but I've been coming here for a while. There are so many more helmets being worn by motorcycle riders and also their passengers, because police now find them, it's the law, so they'll stop you. And I see a lot of police out stopping people and fining people for not wearing helmets. So I would say it's way up. I would say 80% of people wear helmets now in Bangkok, because you're going to tell me as you get further out that really isn't the case, and I know that's not the case. But sometimes what it means is they just buy the cheapest helmet to give the passenger. That helmet was atrocious. And if we had an accident, I'm dead anyway. I may as well not wear it. Absolutely ridiculous. And I know you'll tell me, well, you shouldn't take a bike taxi. But you try coming to Bangkok and taking a car in rush hour. Not a chance. Anyway, I'm going to grab some lunch. I'm going to tell you about my concept. The concept that has got me to losing 1 kilo per week. 1 kilo per week. Normally, I would have lunch at home, to be honest, because it's easier, but Gourmet Market has a salad bar, so I'm going to show you guys that. Actually, they do so much food here in the supermarket. So back in Europe or UK, you have like ready meals, right? Don't really have ready meals here in Thailand. As you would think of it, you have meals cooked up and then put in tubs and then sold like that. And you have all sorts of things. I think it's more fresh and it's made day by day and it's sold day by day. So actually, I prefer it. Oh, steamed bananas. That could be a shout. However, well, you actually get all of the Western food as well, if that's what you fancy. But that's clearly off the market. But they have a salad bar. So normally I'm having a salad at home, but for 35 baht per 100 grams, grab yourself a tub and you have all these options. So you have potato and aubergine and mushrooms and pumpkin and all sorts of salad leaves, and it's all super fresh. I mean, it looks really good. All the different salad leaves there. It's all cut up nicely, it's laid out nicely. You have proteins, tuna, chicken in sauce. You've got all your fresh veg. You've got beans and pulses and cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers and cabbage. Everything you could want. Then all the naughty stuff like pasta and potato salad and gnocchi and couscous and stuff like that. All right, where to begin? Pile in the lettuce. Nice amount of that. I mean, that's basically like 3 calories, isn't it? It's not going to cost anything. I like these mushrooms because they're quite filling, if you see what I mean. So I'm thinking about what's going to keep me full. I'm thinking, where is the lowest calorie for the amount of satiation? And this is roast pumpkin. I think that's really, really good. Low calories and, filling. So I'm piling that in there. That's going to set me up for the afternoon. So I've got mushrooms, I've got lettuce, I've got pumpkin, a little bit of asparagus, just because why not? I fancy that. Normally they have capers, but no capers. So some pickled onions just for interestingness. I think salads and healthy food needs to be interesting, right? So a few of them in, just for pops of interestingness. And what feels like another free hit, shredded cabbage. Shredded red cabbage, so pile that in there. Then you actually start to build up something like this. Is a lot of food at the end of the day. It's a lot of food. It's definitely going to fill you up, but it's not that many calories. It's basically all veg in there for now. And this is where you need to be careful. So this is where the calories really add up. When you learn that 1 tablespoon of oil is 130 calories, that's when it starts to get scary, right? But salad dressings, and they have all sorts of salad dressings here. This is actually a low-fat cream one. So low-fat, I presume it's made with yogurt instead of cream itself. So I actually don't mind getting that on there. So I want to be able to eat this, right? And then I'm going to get an absolute tiny bit of that balsamic vinegar dressing as well, because it will be more vinegar than oil, I think. So just a little bit on there. Then they weigh it for you and they seal it for you, and you have your lunch. 160 baht. Absolute bargain. The only thing missing from that is chicken. So I got myself a pack of chicken that I'm going to add. I got this because, you can get a bit more and it's cooked nice so it doesn't have the sauce on it. It comes with sauce, but you just put that to the side because that's full of sugar in Thailand. So get rid of that. Get rid of the skin, because that's where obviously all of the calories are. And you've got nice lean chicken breast. Shake, shake, shake. May as well make the most of that. Lid being on there and sealed up to get the dressings in there. And actually I hate salads, but this one I found actually quite look forward to it. So, as I get this set up and I start eating, let me tell you, losing weight is actually pretty damn easy. The equation is simple. Put less in your body than what you burn. So calories in is less than calories out. That sounds really simple, right? The problem is we're used to eating more and cravings kick in and all sorts of things like that. So it actually becomes more difficult. When I first started, I was trying to do 1,200 calories a day, and I can do that. I can do 1,200 calories a day. I just find over the longer term, like a month, 5 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, whatever you're doing, if you're thinking of half a kilo to a kilo a week, think of it like that, it's just a lot harder to maintain. So what I've ended up on is 1,500 calories per day. If you think the the normal day is 2,000 calories, then that's a 500 calorie deficit. And we'll come on to how you can make that even better later. But I found that works really, really well for me. And it's not wholly hard. 1,500 calories is actually quite a lot of calories if you don't eat 3 meals a day. And that's why I fast. That's why I fast for breakfast, and I just reduce the window of eating. Actually, fasting is super, super good for you, really good for you. The other thing, which I think is really, really important, is understanding that a calorie is a calorie. And that's a mindset shift, which I found interesting. Like I say, how many calories are in oil? My God. And then when you're eating street food, or you go out, or you're cooking at home and you're drizzling all this oil in, it's crazy. If you think 1 tablespoon is 130 calories and you've only got 1,500 calories in a day, drizzling in the oil when you're cooking your veg or your chicken or whatever you do, wow, that is crazy. So get spray oil, buy a little spray bottle, authorized spray oil, and do that if you're cooking. That makes a big difference. A calorie is a calorie, and I really mean that. Like, if you want to, by all means, go and eat 1,500 calories of chocolate every day. You will lose weight. It may not make you feel good, but you will lose weight in terms of the pure energy in, energy out perspective. The problem is, it's not very filling. So about 20 minutes later, after eating 1,500 calories of chocolate, you're going to want a proper meal. And that's why having something like this, which is low calories, but, heavy, dense, things like broccoli, pumpkin, the chicken, protein is good, but there's loads of different veg in there. That's really important. Like, this will be a challenge for me to eat for my lunch, and it will keep me full until dinner. But 1 calorie is 1 calorie. And the good news about that is, if I've been busy and I've under-eaten, and I've got like 1,200 calories left for dinner, and I'm like, oh man, okay, I can have 800 calories as my dinner, and then I can have dessert for 400 calories. I actually eat chocolate or a cake or a muffin or whatever, and I lose weight. So when you understand this and you start to use that to your benefit, the mindset is much better on that. Anyway, as I say, it's simple. Eat less than you burn. I could not even finish that. And that's the thing. I'm now going to feel good about myself because I've had a salad for lunch. It's filling, it's delicious. I'm really happy with that. It felt really good. And I think the thing from it wasn't the protein that made it feel really good. It was choosing the right carbs. The pumpkin was the bit that was hard to eat, so that's the reason I chose pumpkin. I think the myth is that you can have no carbs. Yeah, avoid pasta, avoid white rice, 100%. The amount you can eat per 100 grams for the calories it gives back to you, it's so small you may as well not bother. Potatoes are actually really good. Not fried, not roasted, obviously, not cooked in oil, but steamed or boiled, no butter on them or oil on them, are really good for the amount of calories you get and the satiation and the fillingness. Fantastic. But that steam some pumpkin. Sweet potato is also okay, but you have to be careful of the sugar content in it. Go steam pumpkin and use that as your filling thing, or broccoli as well is also very good. It makes a massive difference. But I find the pumpkin, the roast pumpkin, very fulfilling. I don't find broccoli that fulfilling, I must admit. But the pumpkin definitely is. So yeah, your choice of carbs is a big tick. Don't just avoid them, you need them. You need the energy from the carbs. So yeah, just choose the right ones in there. Anyway, let's go look if we can spend some money, or at least tell you my idea on spending some money. That's always a fun topic, isn't it? I thought, given that I'm in Siam Paragon, one of the biggest shopping malls in Bangkok, I would come and have a look at DJI. Because one thing I absolutely need to get is new drones. I don't actually have a drone right now, so the DJI Mini 5 Pro drone is probably the one that I need. So it's small enough for me, and it's under 249 grams, so it's much easier with regulations. Nice big screen. It's the upgrade of what I had. I had the 3 Pro, I sold it. I have the 5 Pro in mind. Probably need this one, 37,390 baht. So it's a big purchase, nearly £1,000. But I was thinking, DJI have released this. This is the Osmo Pocket. There was a 3, which was a great camera. There's now the 4, and now there's the 4P, which is the best version of it, I would say. It's definitely an option. It's better than the camera that I have now in my hand. This would be using, I guess, for the motorcycle, when it's on my helmet and I'm riding. It's an action camera, right? I don't like that everything is in focus. The sensor's a bit small, so it's a bit noisy. Neither of these will be as good as the main camera. But for something simple, something vloggy, this could be a decent option, I think. And they have 2 prices. I'm not sure which one it is, but let's call it this one, 18,900. So it's definitely not a cheap purchase, but it's not a purchase that I even really need. But it's now got into my head that, should I do it? You're going to all say yes, right? Or you're going to say no. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the memory card in this one, and we're going to switch to it, and we're going to test it and see what it looks like. Hold on. Now we're on the Osmo Pocket 4P. I don't know about the settings. Are these the best settings? Who knows? But it will be interesting to get it back. When I buy a camera, I like to put the memory card in, and I like to test it and see what it actually looks like. Is this a big difference? You should see a little bit of background blur. It follows me. It's easy to walk around. It's nicer stabilization. How does it do in the low light? Because we're a little bit lower over here. That's another thing that I'm thinking of. It's never going to be as good as the Sony camera, of course, but the Sony camera takes so much time to set up each shot, so much time to edit. I'm just thinking, is it worth picking this up for when it comes in, you know, I'm not going to say it could come in clutch. I'm not that young, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yes, I could film on my phone, but again, that is a pain in the ass, because here I can see myself on the screen, so I can see myself where I am on the camera. On the phone, you can't. You're just looking at the back. It's just another reason to spend money, though, isn't it? What do we reckon? Do we like the image? It's got some cool things. If I can put it down, let's see if I can do this. We've got tracking turned on, so I can be talking and moving around, and you guys can still see me and follow me. I don't know if I'll ever use this, to be honest, but there's some interesting features on this camera that actually might come in a little handy. I think this one is just annoying, though, isn't it? But yeah, let's see. I'll think about it. Probably watch a few more videos, but it's really hard to watch videos. I don't know if you've noticed when you're buying things online now and you look at YouTube videos, they're all ads clearly being paid for by the company, so it's quite hard to find something authentic. Do I need it? Absolutely not. And I've actually just bought a new motorcycle, by the way. That's also some news coming down the line. That's something exciting. I'll release that video soon. So I bought a new motorcycle. I've upgraded my camera to the Sony and all of the lenses. I have a Nintendo Switch 2 that I bought myself. Bought a new TV, all sorts of things. There's probably more in there as well that I've forgotten about. Do I need this? No. I need the drone. I think the drone, when I go on the adventures, once the motorbike comes, is mandatory. Is that going to improve the channel? I don't know. You tell me. What would you guys do? How does it compare to this, as I say? I don't know. I haven't seen the footage. But by the time I edit this and you're seeing this part, I'll have seen the footage. So I guess I'll leave you a thumbs up. Or I'm going to do thumbs up, the footage looked good, or thumbs down, the footage didn't look good. So we're going to end in... Anyway, right, what's next? I've just come over into Benjikiti Park, one of my favourite parks in Bangkok. I would probably come here a lot more, but I have a park closer to me, which just makes more sense. But I thought since I was nearby, I would come here. And to be honest, I prefer coming in the evening, but you don't choose when you have time to exercise, do you? But yeah, this place, I love it. I love it, I love it. You have the big lake in the middle. You can walk or run all the way around it. You even see some wildlife. And then on the other side, you have the cloud forest, which I don't think we'll go to today. But you are in the middle of the city, so you have the big well, they're not skyscrapers, are they? But they're the big tall buildings. And in the afternoon or evening, when the sun is going down, this will be full of people. One, exercising around here, and two, sat out here watching the sunset. But not today. As I say, you don't choose when you exercise. And actually, that is a really important part of it. You cannot lose weight, of course, without doing some form of exercise. I'm afraid to tell you. I wish you could, but actually, I think I need it. I love it. So I told you that I started off at 1,200 calories, and then I found myself just getting tired, getting drained, and it was quite hard to stay consistent with that. And then upping it to 1,500 was what I found worked for me. It may work for you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but it may work for you. But what I do, and what I think is much better, is the calories are slightly higher, 1,500 a day, and then I bring that deficit down with the exercise. So now I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to do a few loops of this. I don't know how long it is when you do a few loops of it. Sorry, I had to just stop and show you the views. Actually, it looks like they've cut it, but when this is in bloom, it is just gorgeous, gorgeous views. As I say, one of my favorite ones. However, today, I have already done 9,660 steps, nearly 7 kilometers. And okay, you don't need to do that much. I think you should say 10,000 steps a day, because that's like 300 calories, 350 calories. If you can push a bit higher, getting up to like 400 calories burned, 500 calories burned is a great thing. And then you're bringing yourself down into 1,000 calorie deficit. 1,000 calorie deficit or more every day across 6 or 7 days, because we'll come on to that, you're gonna lose a kilo a week. Your body gets used to it. It's hard, but your body gets used to it, let's say that. But that's how you have rapid weight loss, because 7,000 calories roughly is 1 kilo of burn. So, you're doing that pretty easily. And it's not that hard. Even if you have to split it up, you're doing 2 walks a day, you're doing 3, including your lunch break or whatever, just get out and do it. I think that is what I have found to be a really simple way to bring that calorie deficit down. And you get to do things like this, walking, whether it's running, whether it's playing tennis, whatever it is, find what works for you. For me, walking works for me. I like the peace of mind. Spend a lot of time at the laptop, like I'm sure loads of you guys do, and stepping away from it and finding time in the afternoon, usually in the evening, is a good thing. The other thing here with consistency is I can remain consistent day to day, because I know no matter what, 1 day per week, which is either a Saturday or a Sunday for me, I'm going to have a cheat day. And that doesn't mean go and blow 10,000 calories on whatever you want. It means if I can hit 6 days of 1,000 calorie deficit, including my exercise, I get a day where I can eat 3,000 calories or 3,500 calories. And that means I can have whatever I'm craving, cake, crisps, biscuits, burger, whatever it is. Do not worry about it and do not feel guilty. The one rule is, by the time you finish your cheat day, you feel so sick that you don't want to do another cheat day for another week. That's kind of the aim of that. But overall, because we're looking at it on a weekly basis, not on a daily basis, you're still net up or net down, let's say that, in terms of you're under your calories, you're still going to lose weight. But again, you can see it's all about mindset, right? Trying to keep yourself consistent and keep yourself motivated. When I'm struggling, I can say, oh, it's Thursday, but I know 2 more days and I'm gonna get a cheat day. You can look forward for this one. Mix it up, why not? Show you the walk as I walk through the park. The one thing I actually haven't said, which is maybe one of the most important things, is setting a goal. Because there's no point aiming for something that doesn't exist. And I don't mean like, oh, I need to lose 20 kilos of weight in a week. No, you set a realistic goal, set a small goal that you can actually achieve. So for me, there were 2 goals. One, to start losing 1 kilo per week, because I wanted rapid, and I know I can do that. I've done it before. The second goal was to get to 68 kilos. And I was at 75, I'd put on some weight, and I had a lot to lose. You saw this morning, I'm on 71.1. Now, that's not actually the weight I am. The issue was that at the start, I also started taking creatine, just 10 grams per day for my brain, for my bones, and for my muscles. When you take creatine, your body absorbs more water, and water goes into your muscles. The creatine helps that. And obviously you add weight. Now I've plateaued on that, and it was blimming frustrating to be losing for the first 2 weeks, losing for the first week, and then seeing the weight come back up. I'm like, wait, hold on. And then I realized when I looked into it, oh yeah, I forgot this happens. And then afterwards, then you start to lose again. You're still losing weight underneath that. You're still burning fat. But yeah, the creatine does make a difference. So actually, 71, you can take 1.5 to 2 kilos off that. I'm only a kilo off my target, so I'm really close now. Probably another week and a half to go, and I'll be there. But setting a goal on those tough days, knowing where you are in relation to that goal, so it's good to balance against it, but also to keep yourself on track. Otherwise, I know how it works. You'd be like, well, I've lost a kilo, that means, I can cheat tonight, congratulations me. Whereas if it's, I've lost a kilo, but I've got 4 to go, I keep myself on it. I don't need an excuse to cheat, trust me. I'd try and take anything I can get. So all these tips and tricks is definitely what I use to keep myself on the straight and narrow. All right, last one from this park before we go and do something else. And that is the importance of protein. So I'm just having my protein shake. When you're on 1,500 calories a day or less, maybe if you're a female, you would want to do a little less than that, I would say. But when you're on 1,500 calories a day, it's quite hard to get the right amount of protein in your diet, because otherwise you're taking too many calories on. But from my experience, and I'm covering myself. None of this is medical advice, by the way. I'm saying what works for me. It could be all wrong, but it works for me, as you can see. Protein helps me feel more full, I would say. If I have a meal without protein, I feel like I really am struggling. So lean protein is really important, I would say, for fullness. But also, there's no good saying, oh, I've lost 4 kilos, brilliant. I've lost 5 kilos, brilliant. And then 80% of that is muscle. You want to keep your muscle, I would say. The annoying thing is, because of the fractured rib, I haven't been able to do any strength work. So I haven't been able to, tone or put on any muscle, which is annoying. But a protein shake is my afternoon, keep myself full. Sometimes I mix it up and I have it for lunch. Sometimes I'll have a protein shake only for lunch, and I'll save 1,300, 1,400 calories for dinner, and then I'll just smash anything, pretty much anything I want for dinner to get to 1,500 calories, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've eaten. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? It depends on what you feel that day, but get a good protein shake, good quality protein, high quality protein. It's 130 calories. And if I'm feeling a bit peckish, it stops that. But also, there's no muscle loss. I've been measuring it. I don't have much to lose anyway, but there has been no muscle loss, which is good. So all the burn is water initially and then fat burn, which is a good thing. So yeah, make sure you're getting enough. And I think that's, in general anyway, what you should be doing. Even if you're not on weight loss, you should be getting 1.5 to 2 grams per kilo of body weight. So yeah, Right. I think I need a haircut. I won't lie to you guys. It's the next day and I didn't get a haircut. I went twice because he is the only guy I have found who can cut curly Western hair in Bangkok and do it well. He knew what he was doing. I mean, that's a big thing. So no haircut. But it's dinner time now, and I want to show you a great restaurant. But this street here is a fantastic street for street food. There's street carts all down the street. I'm near Sapangkwai BTS station. You can find all different types of street food here. It's evening now, it's 20 to 6. I can't last any longer, so people are out starting to have their dinner. But there's restaurants on this street, there's street carts either side. They're still setting up, like it's still early for this street to be setting up. But whatever you want, you can find here. Look at that, stewed pork leg. Oh my God. Ooh, so good, but not for my diet, unfortunately. More stuff here. As I say, you just walk down here. What did I say about temptation? This is definitely tempting. Chicken rice, fried chicken rice, crispy chicken rice, boiled chicken rice. Yeah, temptation. That's the thing. I already know we're going to this restaurant. I want to show it's a fantastic restaurant, actually. But you know, rice, fried chicken, it's probably not what we should be eating today. But it's tempting. If you're in Bangkok and you want to come and eat some good street food, this is a really good street. Really like this one. Anyway, I'm gonna tiptoe around all of this and get to the restaurant. So I really do want to show you this one. It really is one of my go-tos that I come to quite a lot, actually. Well, this month I've come to quite a lot. I've made it. It's outdoors, pretty much. It's not street food, it's a restaurant. It's right near a 7-Eleven. It's right near the main road. I don't actually know what the restaurant is called. It's in Thai. But it's an Isan restaurant. It's Eastern Thailand restaurant. Isan, I'm guessing, let's guess, something Somthang. So they have all sorts of different salads and meats. It's Eastern Thailand food, but I love it because it's so vibrant. Of course, you have all the chili. You can see how spicy it all looks. But it's essentially salads and meats and grilled. You can see the freshness, the tomatoes there, the cucumbers, spring onions? No, lotus shoots. I'm not even sure. Mushrooms, all of it fresh, and it will just be made up. And they make it in these pestle and mortars, and as the orders come in, they'll make it fresh for you. So that's really where the flavor comes from. And then grilled chicken as well. So essentially, you get your salad and your grilled meats, and you kind of go from there. I am at this place a lot, let's say. This is stuff that you can make at home, but it's better to eat out. The other thing to say is don't be put off that there's no English menu. You can either get out Google Translate, and it will translate it into English if you hold it over. But this place, it's the one type of thing where I'm like, I'm okay for photos. Photos in Asia is quite normal. So at this place, I just go, I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. Please. But you can just point and they're fine with that, because normally some places have an English menu or they just do this, which can be a little bit intimidating. But like, really don't worry. If you say you want to just point, then don't worry, because they'll just give you a menu where you can like put a mark down next to which one you want, but it is literally all in Thai. So I have no chance at that. Here it is. I've got 4 dishes. Today I've eaten less than I had yesterday by this time, so I probably have 1,200 calories left, which is crazy, and it probably doesn't even fill it all up here. But I've tried to stick close to what it was yesterday, maybe slightly over. We have the chicken, grilled chicken. Oh my God, the grilled chicken in Thailand is another level. The best part about it for me is the skin. But the skin is probably twice as many calories as there is in the chicken. So the skin is coming off, unfortunately. So that's number 1 tip. No matter how much you want it, take the skin off. The dipping sauce is also full of sugar. Delicious, but full of sugar. So today, no dipping sauce and no skin, unfortunately, but this is going to be good. even if the flies can't leave it alone. I also have a liver salad. That's right, liver salad. So you've got herbs in there, you've got a little bit of rice powder toasted, just to thicken it up in there as well. But it's liver. Liver is super good for you. I used to not really like liver, but the more I've eaten it, when it's cooked nicely and it's flavored nicely, actually it's pretty tasty. And it's so low in fat and so high in minerals, it's a great one. Especially Thai style with chili. Can't really beat that, can you? We also have this. I decided not to go for rice, but I wanted a few carbs, so I've walked a lot today. So we have the rice noodle salad with the like somtam sauce, but we have tomatoes in there, green beans in there, or long beans, but green beans. Then lots of shrimp. So again, lean protein, but protein, chilies of course. This dish normally comes with the shrimp raw, but there's not a chance of that. Fermented fish sauce is enough. I'm not going to push the boat anymore and eat the raw shrimp. Finally, we have somtam, the synonymous, well, it's the salad that is synonymous with Eastern Thailand. It is the dish of Eastern Thailand, I would say, and it's one of my favorite dishes in Thailand. It's fermented fish sauce and it's pickled crab. So you don't eat that, it's just in there, but this is papaya. You can have it with all sorts of things. You can have it with cucumber, you can have it with sweet corn, you can have it with green mango. I like it with papaya, I like it with cucumber, I like it with sweet corn. This, for calorie-wise, gives you the best bang for your buck. Another tip is this. Well, not this, but this. This is a bonus tip. When you're hungry and you don't want to eat, drinking something fizzy is a great thing. So I keep fizzy water at home, and I was going to have that tonight, but I saw this. I've just released it out here. It's no sugar, no caffeine. So I thought I'd try it. Why not? Treat myself. I have one more final tip for you, by the way, the like overarching thing of this whole thing on this weight loss journey of mine, but we should try the food. I think, as you can see, if you eat right and you eat well and you eat the right things, we're not exactly slacking here. You guys are going to say, oh, I can't get food like this in England or America or wherever I am. It's going to cost a lot and whatever. All of this is probably going to cost me, I don't know, $3 or $4. Really not that much at all. But you have the pleasure, well, for me it's a pleasure, you have the luxury that you can cook healthy stuff. It's a bit harder here, kitchens are not so good. But yeah, I'm not exactly scrimping, I'm going to be full at the end of this, and it's going to be delicious. So, somtam. It's raw, all raw, so it's crunchy, and it's vibrant, and it's interesting, and it's spicy, and it's savoury. I've got this one with the fermented fish sauce because there's also somtam Thai, maybe the more famous one, which it looks orange and it has peanuts, calories, sugar, calories, fried shrimp, calories. So yeah, this one is much less, and I asked for no sugar in any of it, which helped. But I love this type of food in Thailand because you can get multiple plates. Portions aren't massive. Okay, you could come and share this, and most people do. But you get a bit of chicken, you get a bit of that salad. You would get a bit of sticky rice normally, and you pick at it and eat it all together. Oh my word. That chicken is unbelievable. So juicy and so flavorful, just pulls apart. Oh, man. Smoky from the grill. Sticky. There's a little bit of sauce on there, extra calories, but yeah, so good. And then that liver. You can't not like that. And chased with a bit of cucumber. All it needs is sticky rice, just to dab into it. Seriously. And then final one, before I give you my final tip, let's just try that rice noodle salad. That's the comforting one. That's why I got this. I think it's always good to have something comforting as well when you're doing this. Otherwise, you'll just go home and you will be still hungry. Oh, yeah. Anyway, my final thing to say is what I've learned is it really is a mental battle. Once you get past the first week where you're super motivated, it turns into a mental battle, which is why I have the things like the cheat day and the, being clever with how I eat calories in the day so I can have something which rewards me or fulfills me. But when it comes to the scales, I reckon you have to get a pair of scales. You have to get a pair of scales. And weigh yourself every day, but don't be disappointed or shocked by what you see on the scales, because it's not linear. I didn't just start at 75 kilos and end up down here. I mean, yesterday you saw what I weighed. Today I went up a little bit. Tomorrow I might come down a little bit. It jumps around day to day, and that depends on what you eat, depends on the salt intake, water retention, creatine in that case, we spoke about that. You have to take the average over the week. So weigh yourself every day and then take the average of what your weight is, and that's kind of where you are. Because it does fluctuate. And you'll hit plateaus where for a week nothing changes, and you're like, but I'm not eating, kind of. I'm exercising, I'm doing everything right, and nothing is changing. Yeah, and then suddenly your body will release that water retention and you'll have like a whoosh, and then you'll get on the scale and you'll be like, damn, how did I lose a kilo overnight? It's that concept. So it is a mental battle. The most important tip of all, one I've just thought of just now, is do this because you want to do this. Not because you want to impress someone, not because someone said something stupid online, not because of some vanity project. Do it because you want to do it and you want to get fit. I'm feeling fit, I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling good. I'm liking the way that things are happening, tightening that belt. It's the most important thing. If you're chasing it for another reason, it's going to feel like a very, very long journey. Be kind to yourself and look after yourself. That's really the most important thing, isn't it? And part of that is being healthy. Just a bit of I needed a video. And this one was an easy video to talk about. Maybe not the most interesting, but we'll get back to that. Ribs are healing. Stomach is shrinking. I'm nearly at the end. Motorcycle is about to be announced, and then we've got some good stuff coming. So yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
And before I go, I would just like to say thank you to all of my supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to find exclusive content, then you can find the information in the description. Take care.